In ancient times, once a year, in spring, certain people from each tribe would make their way up to this village.
Today, we will embark on a fascinating journey through sacred geometry and ancient civilizations to modern times.
Imagine uncovering a hidden world, forgotten by time. Our story starts with an ordinary guy with a passion for aerial photography. But what if he was found next on a remote island and left everyone shocked?
That it was built around 2570 BC.
The drone footage revealed some jaw-dropping, strange geometric structures that shouldn't even exist. What are these structures and who built them? Stay tuned to find out. Number 1. Ancient city or alien base. Trust me, these structures aren't just random trees or rocks. The strange statues and geometric patterns almost seem as if they're remains of an ancient city or base. Some researchers believe this footage reveals the remnants of a lost civilization hidden from us for centuries. But where is this island, and why haven't we heard of it before? Well, that's because it's located in a region with more than 1,000 different islands.
And there's one in the quarry that you will see, unfinished, that would have weighed 180 tons if it had been finished, which it wasn't.
I'm talking about Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui in Polynesian. This mysterious island has everything: statues, strange formations, and even a massive crater. And as much as I'd like to believe they're just natural rock formations, the structures are too precise. Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week. It's like someone or something intentionally built them. Believe it or not, some experts think this might just be a secret alien base once inhabited by extraterrestrials. Regardless of what's true, though, if one thing's for sure, this discovery has captured the imagination of people worldwide who are now demanding the truth. Number 2. The plot deepens. After the footage went viral, researchers, archaeologists, and scientists were left scratching their heads. And let's not forget the conspiracy theorists either. Some of them don't even think this is an alien base or natural formation. It's actually the remnants of the lost city of Atlantis.
There are massive salt deposits, which is evidence that the ocean had once settled and later evaporated there.
But wasn't that lost to the sea? Either way, as of right now, no one has a single clue what these structures actually are and who built them. And as the plot deepens with each theory, this is clearly a discovery that's going to change everything we know about our history. Number 3. Theories of alien involvement. Now, if I'm being real, this isn't the first time we've heard theories of alien involvement. I mean, just look at the pyramids, for example. To this day, experts believe that the humans of that time weren't capable of building such extraordinary structures.
But just how could ancient man have built such colossal structures?
And that's not all. The way these glorious structures are aligned with the constellations is truly out of this world. And that's what they're saying about this mysterious structure as well. The precise alignments and advanced construction techniques just seem a bit too out of place for an ancient human civilization. Could it be that aliens once visited the Earth and built these enigmatic structures as a method of communication? Number 4. Hidden technology. Just think about this for a second. What if these strange structures aren't remnants of an ancient city or alien base? What if they're much more than that? Well, researchers believe they have found what appears to be ancient technology, a strange device that almost resembles a gear system with advanced mechanisms. Could it be that the inhabitants of this remote island had access to some sort of advanced technology, or worse, advanced weaponry?
Has influenced modern engineering and robotics by reverse engineering these ancient technologies.
But where does a device like this even come from? It's never been seen at any ancient site or monolithic structure ever. So, why this island in particular? Did something out of this world give ancient humans the technology to build these stunning structures? Number 5. An ancient library. Get ready to be blown away, people. All the theories of these structures being natural formations have just been disproved. Researchers have discovered what appears to be the remains of a lost library on the island, and near it, they've found strange scrolls and tablets full of mysterious symbols. The symbols are unlike anything we've ever seen before. And trust me, ancient scrolls and tablets aren't exactly a new discovery, but the symbols on them have never been recorded before. Could these secret documents be the key to understanding the history of this strange island? Just imagine the chaos if experts are able to crack the code and understand what these symbols mean. It's possible we're on our way to finally realizing we're not alone in the universe. Number 6. Strange ritual chambers. If you thought the ancient library was eerie, wait till you hear about this. Explorers spent weeks researching and stumbled upon the remains of an ancient ritual chamber. But that's not even the crazy bit. This chamber had some of the most impressive altars ever seen. The walls were full of strange, intricate carvings that hinted at just one thing:
The true nature of the Serapeum is a source of deep contention.
complex rituals and ceremony. And I'm not talking about the usual sacrifices or worshipping. The carvings almost seem as if the ceremonies were an attempt to contact otherworldly beings. There are depictions of what appear to be portals with strange beings jumping out of them. Number 7, unknown language or something else. Now, for the million-dollar question, if this ancient civilization was making contact with otherworldly beings, how did they even communicate with them? Well, what if we're looking at the wrong thing here? What if the reason why we've never seen these symbols before is because they come from a different universe? It might just be an unknown language of an extraterrestrial civilization.
A bohemian pharmacist, alchemist, and personal doctor to Rudolph II.
That inhabited the Earth long before the first humans. Linguists and cryptographers have compared the symbols with every language known to mankind. And even then, they're nowhere near decoding them. It's possible these symbols might just belong to an unknown language used to communicate with other realms. Number 8, hidden catacombs. Things are about to get a whole lot crazier, folks. Forget about the strange structures for a second. Who would have even thought there was an entire city underneath this remote island? Researchers have discovered vast catacombs, suggesting the presence of a highly advanced and organized society. Number 9, a lost civilization. All right, enough of the crazy theories for a second. What if these structures were indeed built by an ancient civilization? I mean, there's catacombs underneath Paris, and they're man-made. And to be honest, out of all places, why would aliens choose to inhabit a remote island in the middle of nowhere?
They say that they were doing them to honor certain important ancestral ariki, or rulers.
Now, this does lead to some scary speculation, considering there might be a reason why they chose to live here. Was there something on the mainland threatening their existence? Or did this tribe of ancient people prefer to be hidden away? It's only time before researchers figure out the burning mystery behind these strange structures and civilizations. But until then, it could just be humans like us who lived on this island. But that still doesn't explain all the carvings and symbols. Number 10, sacred geometry. How could it be that a prehistoric civilization was able to chart such impressive geometric structures? When mathematicians were first told about the discovery, they were blown away by the layout of the structures. Believe it or not, the structures followed principles of sacred geometry, suggesting that this civilization was far more advanced than we know. But hold up a second, we have history right in front of us.
Moreover, the height of the pyramids was meticulously calculated based on the golden ratio.
Geometry and other mathematical principles hadn't even been discovered back then. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Aliens. Either we've got it all wrong and know nothing about prehistoric civilizations, or there was a species much more intelligent than we can imagine. Frankly speaking, both of these scenarios aren't exactly ideal. I mean, if we're wrong about our own history, imagine what else we're unaware of. And if these incredible structures were indeed built by an extraterrestrial civilization, we're not alone. Number 11, a Stargate System. Let me try to connect the dots for you. Everything is precise down to the last inch. The structures are believed to be based on the principles of sacred geometry and perfectly aligned with the star systems. Was this some sort of a Stargate, allowing instant travel across the universe. Far-fetched, but just think about it for a second. People or beings who inhabited this island were way ahead of their time, and the fact that researchers have found nothing but a few remnants leads to the next question. Did they just disappear into thin air, or was it actually aliens who zapped off our Earth after conducting their experiments? Number 12. Cosmic alignment. I want to talk a bit more about the crazy cosmic alignment found all over this island. Each structure there is built with a purpose, and trust me when I say this, nothing, I mean nothing, is out of place. Everything aligns perfectly with the cosmos. This can mean only one thing. This race or species had incredible knowledge of astronomy.
It reflected a belief in the harmony between the cosmos and earthly life, a principle known as above, so below.
It's possible they may have even worshipped the cosmos, but what if their devotion had no bounds? What if these structures were built to honor or even communicate with celestial beings from a different realm? And at the end of the day, it's just a theory, but I still can't seem to get over how advanced this group might have been. Number 13. Ancient Guardians. Another really interesting thing explorers discovered on this island was the massive ruins of ancient figures. These figures looked significantly bigger and stronger than humans, and it just makes me wonder, was this the land of giants? We've been talking about how difficult it must have been for humans to build megastructures like the pyramids and all, but what if they weren't built by aliens or humans?
And what supposedly happened in Afghanistan in 2002?
What if they were built by giants? And could it be that these giants were actually ancient guardians of our world? Or even better, maybe they were protectors of ancient inhabitants of this island, watching over them and helping them build such marvelous structures. Also, anyone else getting Moai vibes? It's kind of strange how our history is full of ancient structures of giants. Another crazy theory that comes to mind is how we might have just evolved from these giant beings. Number 14. Communication hub. What if we're getting it all wrong? Maybe this island wasn't even home to any civilization at all. What if it was a communication hub? The only time someone actually visited the island was when they needed to communicate with alien. It's sort of like the Stargate and cosmic theory I discussed earlier. The reason why these structures were so precise and aligned with the cosmos is because they harnessed some form of energy, and the energy was then used to communicate with beings in other realms. Maybe that's the reason why explorers found all sorts of unexplainable artifacts and devices. Number 15. A different dimension. The only question I have is if these strange structures have been here for centuries. Why are we just finding out about them? Shouldn't they have already been discovered? Well, things are about to get crazy. Believe it or not, this isn't the first time someone has tried to explore the island.
Researchers are continuing to understand to this day, for the most part.
There are actually some local legends of people going missing near the mysterious island. And I'm not saying they were lost to the sea or something. I mean, they were pretty much wiped off the face of the earth. Is this island some sort of portal that shoots humans to a different dimension? Maybe that's what happened to the ancient aliens or civilizations that built these structures. Number 16. The lost map. There's a reason why researchers are going nuts trying to figure out the origin of these structures, because even though this is the first time we're hearing about them, it isn't the first time we've seen them. Some researchers claim to have spotted similar layouts on ancient maps, indicating that these could be some sort of trade route. Or what if they're intergalactic trade routes? Perhaps these were markets for early humans to trade with extraterrestrials. Or worse, what if they were offering sites at which humanity offered the brightest minds in exchange for otherworldly technology, power, and knowledge? What happens when all these structures are perfectly aligned with the cosmos? Let's hope it's just a coincidence, because I'd lose my mind seeing the sky split into two. Number 17. Ancient energy source. Along with all the mysterious artifacts, tablets, and devices, researchers also came across a strange crystal object. And I'm not sure if you know this, but researchers have seen similar crystals in caves deep within the Grand Canyon. Anyway, it seems as if these crystals react to the geothermal or electromagnetic energy of humans.
the Great Pyramid, the largest structure in the Giza Pyramid Complex.
Or in other words, these crystals seem to generate power every time we go near it. And this brings me to my next question. Could these crystals have been a limitless source of energy for this ancient city or alien base? Number 18, the weather control theory. Conspiracy theorists are going to love this one. Some researchers believe these massive, strange structures actually built to withstand extreme weather conditions, or even manipulate them. For a structure built on a remote island in the middle of the ocean, it's held up extraordinarily well. And let's not forget, we have no idea how long it's been since they were first constructed. Could be hundreds of, maybe even thousands of years old.
The hundreds of moai standing on Easter Island today were restored by historians, anthropologists, and archaeologists in the 20th century.
And the fact that they're still standing and so well preserved means this ancient civilization knew something we don't. It's either made out of a material that no longer exists, or it's capable of manipulating the weather. Evidence of weather-altering devices and unusual atmospheric phenomena supports this theory, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's a theory. Number 19, a teleportation network. What if the ceremonies weren't just worshipping and sacrificial? What if there was something more to them? Every time the stars would align, mere humans would be capable of teleporting through time. And what's interesting is that teleportation networks aren't exactly something new in our history.
Mankind's ability to find these stargates be the next chapter in forwarding our understanding of the multi-dimensional universe we live in.
A lot of researchers believe that it's indeed possible through an extensive understanding of our cosmos. Maybe this civilization had that knowledge and understanding, and through it, they were able to teleport anywhere in time. And what makes this theory more believable is how the island was a mix of the past, present, and future. Number 20, past, present, and future. After spending a considerable amount of time on the mysterious island, a researcher shared how the entire scene was straight out of an absurd horror film. It was like the past, present, and future could all be witnessed in one place. On one hand, the island was full of ancient artifacts and symbols, and on the other, futuristic structures still standing tall after God knows how many centuries. What was this place?
The legendary city of Gat could lie beneath this hill.
I bet all the different theories of this island being a portal, teleportation network, or some sort of secret alien base all make sense now. But either way, that's a really eerie way to describe a place. Just imagine how strange it'd be to be on an island that reminds you of your past, present, and future all at once. I don't imagine that'd be a nice feeling. Number 21, healing waters. Perhaps we're overstretching here. Researchers and conspiracy theorists alike have a habit of dramatizing things, and I don't blame them. They can't help it. But is this island just a secret sanctuary or temple? It wouldn't be the first time ancient human civilizations have built strange structures in the middle of nowhere, and maybe this island had some sort of religious or shamanic significance. However, some local explorers mention legends about the water having some magical healing properties. So, yeah, it could just be an ancient temple or a sanctuary. Number 22, Shamanic Practices. Speaking of healing waters and all, could it be a shamanic training ground? Just think about it. Maybe shamans would heal the sick or communicate with their ancestors on this mysterious island. Also, some of the artifacts do hint at ritualistic healing and trance-inducing ceremonies that might have taken place here. But what does that say about the civilization that lived on or near the island? Well, considering how they might have had an entire island just for these ceremonies, spiritual leaders were probably at the top of the food chain. They might have been seen as some sort of intermediaries between the physical and spiritual realms. And perhaps these strange structures were built in their honor. As compared to some of the theories floating around this mysterious island, this is definitely more believable. Number 23, the devil himself. I'm not making this up, folks. There are hundreds of religions in the world, but what's something they all believe to be true: God and the devil. And after digging around a bit, I came across something so terrifying that it left me in a shock. Stories from different religious scriptures mention a strange island in the middle of nowhere, and on the island is the devil himself.
Was declared America's very first national monument in 1906 by President Theodore Roosevelt, who sought to protect it as an object of scientific interest.
Could it be that this mysterious structure was a prison made by God to trap the devil here on Earth? And the fact that most of it is almost lost to time now could mean just one thing: whatever was being held captive on that island is now free and possibly roaming our Earth. Number 24. Whispering Stones. You're an explorer who just landed on the island to study the ruins and structures. But all of a sudden, you start hearing a strange and mysterious whisper. It's an unknown language, but the sounds are frightening and send chills down your spine. Now for the scary part. This is something that actually happened.
That the challenge of detecting and identifying a site as truly megalithic is quite complex.
And it wasn't just one explorer who heard these mysterious whisperers. Multiple people shared experiences of coming across whispering stones that possibly held the secrets of this ancient civilization. And this isn't exactly a new phenomenon either. Tales of whispering stones have been recorded for centuries in all sorts of mysterious places. Number 25. A maritime trade network. I don't know about the island being a secret alien base or prison for the devil, but I can tell you with surety that it was once a maritime trade point. As I mentioned before, a lot of the different symbols and carvings found on this mysterious island have also been observed at different sites across the globe. And that means this island had culture. Different civilizations were coming together to trade, communicate, or perhaps even battle one another on this island. My guess is it could have been a marketplace in the middle of the ocean serving as a trade hub. But the strange structures, I don't think we can ever explain what they truly are. The way they're built clearly shows their purpose is much more than just random. Number 26. A strange crater. This island is full of natural history. Who would have expected explorers would come across a massive crater in the middle of the island? This could have either been the reason for the extinction or an event that shaped the future of this civilization. Perhaps it was the crater that compelled them to build these structures aligned so perfectly with the cosmos. Think of it this way: this could have been anything, and that's where all the glowing crystals might have come from as well. And when you think of it this way, it all comes together. That's why every structure on this island is so perfectly aligned. But then again, it could just have been the very meteoroid that finished off this ancient civilization. Number 27. A massive outbreak. There was also a massive burial site on the island, and without sprinkling any sort of controversy, this was just like an ordinary graveyard. But upon studying the skeletal remains, researchers found that much of their bones showed ailments of tuberculosis and arthritis. The presence of this disease may be the very thing that impacted this intelligent population.
Further clouding the issue is a discovery that was made in 2017.
But the fact that more than half of the buried remains showed these diseases could very well mean they were sent here. Perhaps they were too weak to contest, and being subjected to this mysterious island was their punishment. Maybe this island wasn't so special after all, just a place for the weak to pass. Number 28. Climate refugees. Hold up. What if these people came to this island just to survive? I mean, think about it. What if we're wrong about all the weird, dangerous stuff happening here? What if there was some sort of climate issue? Or what if the sea levels were rising rapidly, and the only way to survive was to live on this island? A lot of scientists believe a population flourished on this island at the same time as the Great Floods. As for the complex structures, maybe the engineers back then knew secrets we didn't, and that's why they were able to build these perfect geometric buildings. So, let's just forget about all the wild theories and stick to this one. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. So, What do you think? What are these strange structures? An ancient civilization, lost alien base, or some sort of a portal? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos in the future.